ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4. The process of creation. सूत उवाच वया सखेरिति वचस् तत्त्वनिश्चयम् आत्मनः उपादाय मतिं कृष्णे औत्तरेय सतीं व्यधात्. Suta Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Shukadeva Goswami, which were all about the truth of the self, applied his concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna. आत्मजाया सुतागारा पशुद्रविणा बन्धुषु राज्ये चाविकले नित्यं विरुद्धां ममतां जहो. Maharaj Parikshit, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep-rooted affection for his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, his animals like horses and elephants, his treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. पप्रच्छ चेमम् एवार्तं यन्माम पृच्छतां सत्तमाः कृष्णानुभावा श्रवणे श्रद्धदानो महामनाः संस्थां विज्ञाय संन्यास कर्मत्रैवर्गिकं यच्छयत् वासुदेवे भगवति आत्मभावं दृढगतः. O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Parikshit, constantly wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and thus fixed himself firmly in his natural love for Krishna and asked all these questions exactly as you are asking me. Rajavacha समीचीनं वचो ब्रह्मन् सर्वज्ञस्य तवानगः तमो विशीर्यते मह्यं हरे कथयतः कथाम्. Maharaj Parikshit said, O learned Brahmana, you know everything because you are without material contamination. Therefore, whatever you have spoken to me appears perfectly right. Your speeches are gradually destroying the darkness of my ignorance, for you are narrating the topics of the Lord. भूय एव विवित्सामि भगवान् आत्ममायया यतेदं सृजते विश्वं दुर्विभाव्यम् अधीश्वरैः. Oh, I beg to know from you how the personality of Godhead, by his personal energies, creates these phenomenal universes as they are, which are inconceivable even to the great demigods. यथा गोपयति विभुर्यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुशक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडान् करोति विकरोति च. Kindly describe how the Supreme Lord, who is all powerful, engages his different energies and different expansions in maintaining and again winding up the phenomenal world in the sporting spirit of a player. नूनं भगवतो ब्रह्मन् हरेरद्भुतकर्मणः दुर्विभाव्यम् इव भाति कविभिश्चापि चेष्टितम्. O learned Brahmana, the transcendental activities of the Lord are all wonderful and they appear inconceivable because Even great endeavors by many learned scholars have still proved insufficient for understanding them. यथा गुणांस्तु प्रकृतेर्युगपत्क्रमशोऽपि वा बिभर्ति भूरिशास्त्व एकः कुर्वन् कर्माणि जन्मभिः. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is one, whether He alone acts with the modes of material nature or simultaneously expands in many forms or expands consequently to direct the modes of nature. विचेक्षितम् एतन्मे ब्रुवीतु भगवान् यतां शाब्दे शाब्दे ब्रह्मणि निष्णातः परस्मिंश्च भवां खलु. Kindly clear up all these doubtful inquiries, because you are not only vastly learned in Vedic literatures and self realized in transcendence, but are also a great devotee of the Lord and are therefore as good as the personality of Godhead. सूत उवाच इत्युपमन्त्रितो राज्ञा गुणानुकथने हरे ऋषिकेशम् अनुस्मृत्य प्रतिवक्तुं प्रचक्रमे. Suta Goswami said, when Shukadeva Goswami was thus requested by the king to describe the creative energy of the personality of Godhead, he then systematically remembered the master of the senses, Sri Krishna, and to reply properly he spoke thus. Shri Shuka Uvacha Namah Parasmai Purushaya Bhuyase Sad Udbhavasthana Nirodha Leelaya Grihita Shakti Tritayaya Dehinam Antarbhavayanupalakshya Vartmane. Sukadeva Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who, for the creation of material world, accepts the three modes of nature. He is the complete whole residing within the body of everyone, and his ways are inconceivable. भूयो नमः सद्वृजिनचिदे सताम् असम्भवायाखिलसत्त्वमूर्तये पुंसां पुनः पारमहंस्य आश्रमे व्यवस्थितानाम् अनुमुग्र्य दाशुषे. I again offer my respectful obeisances unto the form of complete existence and transcendence, who is the liberator of pious devotees from all distress and the destroyer of further advances in atheistic temperament of the non-devotee demons. For the transcendentalist who are situated in the topmost spiritual perfection, he grants their specific destinations. नमो नमस्ते स्वऋषभाय सात्वतां विदुर कश्चात् कष्टाय मुहुः कुयोगिनां निरस्तसाम्यातिशयन राधसा स्वदाम्नि ब्रह्मणि रम्यते नमः रम्ष्यते नमः. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him who is the associate of the members of Yadu dynasty and who is always a problem for the non-devotees. He is the supreme enjoyer of both the material and spiritual worlds, yet he enjoys his own abode in the spiritual sky. He is no one equal to him. There is no one equal to him because his transcendental opulence is immeasurable. यत् कीर्तिनं यत् स्मरणं यत् ईक्षणं यद् वन्दनं यत् श्रवणं यत् अर्हणं लोकस्य सद्यो विधुनोति कल्मषं तस्मै सुभद्र श्रवसे नमो नमः. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, about whose glorification, remembrances, audience, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all sins of the performer. विचक्षणायत् शरणोपसादनात् सङ्गं व्युडस्योपयतो अन्तरात्मनः विन्दन्ति हि ब्रह्मगतिं गतक्लमास् तस्मै सुभद्र शवसे नमो नमः. Let me offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto the all auspiciousness Lord Sri Krishna, the highly intellectual, simply by surrendering unto his lotus feet, are relieved of all attachments to present and future existences, and without difficulty progress towards spiritual existence. तपस्विनो दानपरायशस्विनो मनस्विनो मन्त्रविदः सुमङ्गलाः क्षेमं न विन्दन्ति विना यद् अर्पणं तस्मै सुभद्रश्रवसे नमो नमः. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna again and again, because the great learned sages, the great performers of the charity, the great workers of distinction, the great philosophers and mystics, the great chanters of the Vedic hymns, and the great followers of Vedic principles cannot achieve any fruitful result without dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. किराता हूनान्द्र पुलिंद पुल्कषा आबीर शुंभ यवना कषादया ये अन्ये च पापयद् अपाश्रयाश्रया सुन्यन्ति तस्मै प्रभविष्णवे नमः. Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumbha, Yavana, members of the Kasha races, and even other addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. स एष आत्मा आत्मवताम् अभीश्वरस् त्रयीमयो धर्ममयस्तपोमयः गतव्यलीकैरज शङ्करादिभिर्विरक्य लिङ्गो भगवान् प्रसीदताम्. He is the super soul and the supreme lord of all self realized souls. He is the personification of the Vedas, religious scriptures, and austerities. He is worshipped by Lord Brahma and Shiva and all those who are transcendental to all pretensions. Being so revered with awe and veneration, may that Supreme Absolute be pleased with me. श्रियापतिर्यज्ञपति प्रजापतिर्दियापतिर्लोकपतिर्धरापतिः पतिर्गतिश्चाण्डक वृष्णिसात्वतां प्रसीदतां मे भगवान् सतां पतिः. May Lord Sri Krishna, who is the worshipable Lord of all devotees, the protector and glory of all the kings like Andaka and Vrishni of the Yadu dynasty, the husband of all goddess of fortune, the director of all sacrifices, and therefore the leader of all living entities, the controller of all intelligence, the proprietor of all planets, spiritual and material, and the supreme incarnation on earth, be merciful upon me. यद् अङ्घ्रि अभिध्यानसमाधिदौतयां धियानुपश्यन्ति हि तत्त्वम् आत्मनः वदन्ति च चैतत् कवयो यथा रुचं समे मुकुन्दो भगवान् प्रसीदताम्. It is the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna who gives liberation. By thinking of his lotus feet at every second, following in the footsteps of authorities, the devotee in trance can see the absolute truth. The learned mental speculators, however, think of him according to their whims. May the Lord be pleased with me. प्रचोदितायेन पुरा सरस्वती वितन्वताजस्य सतीं स्मृतिहृदि स्वलक्षणा प्रादुरद्भूत किलाश्यतः समे ऋषभा प्रसीदताम्. May the Lord, who is the beginning of the creation, amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma from within his heart and inspired him with full knowledge of creation and of his own self, and who appeared to be generated from the mouth of Brahma, be pleased with me. भूतैर्महद्भिर्य इमाः पुरो विभुर्निर्मायसेते यद् अमूषु पूरुषः भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मकः सोऽलङ्कृष्यिष्ट भगवान् विचांसि मे वाचांसि मे. Sorry. May the Supreme Person of Godhead, who enlivens the materially created bodies of the elements by lying down within the universe, and who in his Purusha incarnation causes the living being to be subjected to the 16 divisions of material modes, which are his generator, be pleased to decorate my statements. नमस्तस्मै भगवते वासुदेवाय वेदसे पपुर्ज्ञान अयं सौम्य यन्मुखाम्बुरुहासवम्. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Srila Vyasadeva, the incarnation of Vyasa Dev, who compiled the Vedic scriptures. The pure devotees drink up the nectarian transcendental knowledge dropping from the lotus like mouth of the Lord. एतद् एवात्मभूराजन् नारदाय विप्रच्यते वेदगर्भोऽभ्यदात् साक्षात् यदाह हरे आत्मनः. My dear king, Brahma, the firstborn, on being questioned by Narada exactly, appraised him on this subject as it had been directly spoken by the Lord to his own son, who was impregnated with Vedic knowledge from his very birth. Thus ends Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, titled The Process of Creation. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Everyone ready to go through the summary of this wonderful chapter? This chapter is amazing because it's a treasure of how one can offer wonderful prayers, appreciate the greatness of the Lord. We always short, we always fall short of words. And here we see that Shukadeva Goswami is so nicely singing the glories of the Lord. Let me open my notes. Yeah. So here we see that Suta Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, after hearing the speeches of Sukadeva Goswami, he applied his concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna. So this is very important. Yesterday we were discussing the glories of Bhagavad Katha, Hari Katha. So a sincere devotee will try his best so that he can remember. So that's why here the word used was Vaya Sakher iti vachas tattvam nischayam atmanaha upadarya matim Krishne. He put his mind absorbed in Krishna in what? Satim Vyadat. It says Satim, what translates, it can be translated into two. It means existing and also chaste. And here, Parikshit Maharaj is very chaste devotee, which means he is completely, he is not interested in anything else except worshipping the Lord. That's why here it is used as Satim. And then it goes that as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Krishna, he was able to give up all deep rooted affection for his personal body. And in the purport, there is a word very nice which is used as Dehatma Buddhi. Deha Atma Buddhi. Yeah, it's so nice. We have heard Mahatma. Yeah, we heard about the great souls, Mahatma. Mahatma Buddhi, but here we are talking about Dehatma Buddhi, means the illusory attachment for personal bodily covering and everything connected with body is he is addressed as Dehatma Buddhi. Here it is at Pashu Dravina Bandhushu Rajya Chavikale Nityam. He says that here Parikshit Maharaj, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Krishna, was able to give up everything. Where what did he give up? His personal body, which means he's not interested to maintain his body, his wife, his children, his palace, his animals like horses and elephants, his treasury house, and his undisputed kingdom. So everything, he has left everything. In purport, Prabhupada writes, in the place of horses and elephants, we can put cars and whatever other vehicles. So everyone is so much absorbed. But devotion for Krishna means negation of all material attachments as detailed above. By the grace of Krishna, Parikshit was awarded all material amenities and an undisputed kingdom in which to enjoy the undisturbed position of king. But by the grace of Lord, he was able to give up all connections with attachment. So we might struggle to understand ourselves how to get rid of all these attachments. Attachments every day. One day you are trying to control something, the other thing exposed, and when you control the other thing, something else is exposed, and with this exposure, we are caught up in this material attachment. How to give up? Here we see that, yeah, Parikshit Maharaj had complete attraction to the Lord, and Lord favors him so that he can get rid of that. The purport goes further in a very sweet way. It says, in other words, one who has seriously heard Srimad Bhagavatam even for one day, like Maharaj Parikshit from a fit personality like Shukadev Goswami, may be able may be able to lose all affinity for material things. So it says that if we can hear Bhagavatam from a proper Bhagavat who is a Paramahamsa like Shukadev Goswami, who is a devotee, because immediately in the next line Prabhupada is writing that um, there is there is no utility simply in imitating Maharaj Parikshit and hearing Bhagavatam from professional men, even for 700 years. Yeah, we know that Parikshit Maharaj attained success in 7 days. Uh, but if we just go to a person who is very good at Sanskrit, who is very good at this, how to pronounce every syllable with a very nice meter, even if he is so perfect, but if he is not a devotee, uh, even 700 years, one cannot transform himself. To take Srimad Bhagavatam as a means of maintaining family expenditure is the grossest type of nama aparad. Sarva Shubhakriya Samyam Api Pramadaha. So one should be very careful when we are having this Bhagavat Shravan. We should really hear from people who are devotees. And when we hear, we also should develop. That is, in the next purport, Prabhupada is mentioning what is the test of Bhagavatam. Because it is said, O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Parikshit, constantly wrapped in thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities. And in the purport of this, it is said, yeah, it goes further. So it is said that in the later age, also there have been many Mahatmas of this type, and they also gave up all karma kandya conceptions. Lord Chaitanya, who is Lord Krishna himself, taught us Asli Shavapadratam Pinastumam Adarshanan Marmahatam Karotva Yada Tadava Vidadhatu Lampato Mat Prana Nastastu Sa Evana Para. A first class devotee is one who is not giving up Krishna, even if he seems to be mistreated or not very well received. Lord Krishna, who is lover of many women, devotees, may embrace this fully surrendered maid servant or may trample me with his feet. This is what Srimad Radharani is saying to Lalita Saki. Lalita Saki is saying, hey, your Krishna is a lampat. Lampard means one who is not just chaste to only one wife. Uh, mm, He's always going here and there, like a paramour. Lampard means like that, of course, material, not spiritually. So why do you want to waste your time? Just keep thinking about Krishna, forget about him. Then Srimati Radharani is saying that Ashlishava Padaratam Pinastumam. Uh, he is saying, however, he may treat me, whether he may embrace me very nicely, or he may just trample me with his feet, or he may render me broken hearted by not being present before me for a long duration of time, but still he is nothing less than the absolute Lord of my heart. Huh? So, Mad Prananatha, here he is my real husband or real master, real Swami. Irrespective of how I am treated, he is my Lord. So, that is the purity of a devotee. Sri Rupa Goswami says further, Virachaya Mai Dandam Dina Bandho Dayami Va Gatir Ihana Bhavatta Kachid Anya Mamasti Nipatatu Shatakoti Nirbharam Va Navambaha Tad Api Kila Payodha Sutaye Chatakena. He says, O Lord of the poor, do what you like with me. Give me either mercy or punishment. But in this world, I have none to look to except your lordship. The Chataka bird always prays for the cloud, regardless of whether it showers rain or throws a thunderbolt. So that is how a devotee is feelings or mood is. Madhavendra Puri is also, he says, Sandhya Vandana Bhadram Astu Bhavato Bho Snana Tubhyam Namo Bho Deva Pitarascha Tarpana Vidho Naham Kshama Kshamayataam Yatra Kwapi Nishadya Yadava Kulottamasya Kamsa Dvisha Smaram Agham Harami Tad Alam Manye Kim Anyena Me. He says, oh, my evening prayer. He is telling to Sandhya Vandana, the Gayatri Sandhya Vandana. He is saying, oh, my evening prayer, all good unto you. Oh, my morning bath, I bid you goodbye. Oh, demigods and forefathers, please excuse me. I am unable to perform any more offerings for your pleasure. Now I have decided to free myself from all reactions to sins simply by remembering anywhere and everywhere the great descendant of Yadu, the great enemy of Kamsa, Lord Krishna. I think that this is sufficient for me. So, what is the use of further endeavors? Huh? And Madhavendra Puri, he even goes further and said, Mugdam mam nigatantu niti nipuna bhrantam muhur vaidikaha mandam bandhava sanchaya jada diyam muktadhara sodara unmatta unmattam dhanino viveka chaturah kamamaha dambikam moktum na shamate manag api mano govinda pada spraham. Let the sharp moralist accuse me for being illusioned. I do not mind. Experts in Vedic activities may slander me as being misled. Friends and relatives may call me frustrated. My brothers may call me a fool. The wealthy Maimonites may point me out as mad, and the learned philosopher may ascertain that I am much too proud. Still, my mind does not budge an inch from the determination to serve the lotus feet of Govinda. This is the bhava of Sri Madhavendra Puri, who is the grand spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is Prahlad Maharaj saying? Dharmartha kama itiyo bhihita trivarga iksha trayi naya damo vividha cha varta manyetad etad akhila nigamasya satyam swa swa atma rupam swa suhrat paramasya pumsaha. He says, religion, economic development, and sense gratification are celebrated as three means of attaining the path of salvation. Of these, Ikshatrayi, especially knowledge of self, knowledge of fruitive acts, and logic, and all politics and economy are different means of livelihood. On the other hand, surrendering unto the Supreme Lord Vishnu is a factual gain in life, and I consider it ultimate truth. I mean, there is further in this way about this. Purport is emphasizing the greatness of one becoming a pure devotee. It goes further. Maharaj Parikshit said, O Brahmana, you know everything because you are without material contamination. Your speeches are gradually destroying the darkness of my ignorance, for you are narrating the topics of, what is the topics that he is narrating? Topics of the Lord. In the purport, Prabhupada writes, Yasya deva para bhaktir yata deve tata gurau tasyaiti katitha hi artha prakashante mahatmana. In Shvetaswara Upanishad it is said, when a hungry man is given food to eat, he feels satisfied of hunger and the pleasure of dining simultaneously. Uh, Thus, he does not have to ask whether he has actually been fed or not. So, as I said, the crucial test of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is that one should get positive enlightenment by such an act. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, when we are hearing, should help us to come out of all this binding, all of this conditioning, and it should make us a positive enlightenment. Means we should know day by day, nityaṁ, every day when we are hearing Bhagavatam, we should know something more about our own self, our real identity, and also know about the Lord and the glories of Him, so that we can sing His. In this way, we can gradually advance, and that is the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, it's not just because it's a tradition, because it has been there, it has been a culture, it has been a 7 day Bhagavat Saptah. No, what is the test is such a Bhagavat Saptah should give us a taste to hear more and more the glories of the Lord. Bhuya ye vivitsami Bhagavan Atma Mayaya. It says, I beg to know from you. This is a Parikshit Maharaj is saying, I want to know more. I want to know more from you. What does he want to know? Create how the Lord creates this phenomenal universes as they are, which are inconceivable even to the great demigods. There are 2 points in this. We're still in sixth verse. I'll try to go soon, fast. Yeah, bear me with maybe 20 minutes. I'll wind up. So here is very important point mentioned again. It is saying that why is Parikshit Maharaj interested to know how everything is created? Huh? We are more interested in the glories of the Lord, right? We want to know about what did Lord do, what did Lord deal, how did Lord deal with his devotees. What about why to know about this creation, everything? In every inquisitive mind, the important question of creation of the phenomenal world arises. Therefore, for a personality like Maharaj Parikshit, who was to know all activities of the Lord, uh, such an inquiry is not uncommon. It is not uncommon. And of course, this person, Maharaj Parikshit, he knows a lot, but still the Lord's creation is so inconceivable, so vast, one cannot say that I now know that the ends of all the creation. How is it? Hmm? Why? Because it's inconceivable, one cannot know that. And inexperienced, this is what it says. An inexperienced boy may be struck with wonder by seeing the impersonal action of electronics and many other wonderful things conducted by electrical energy. But an experienced man knows that behind the action is a living man who creates such energy. So that's why Parikshit Maharaj very well know it is the Lord who is the cause. And that's why he is asking, can you please tell me about the Lord and his energy, how he has created everything? And anyway, this again, if I go into detail, it can go longer, but I'll try to keep it short. The transcendental pastimes of the Lord in Vrindavan or even at Dwaraka are relishable for persons who have already qualified themselves in advanced spiritual techniques. As we shall see in the behavior of Maharaj Parikshit, he wanted to know what is that Yatha, Gopa Yatir. Uh, he is asking, tell me that secret, confidential matter. Kindly describe how the Lord, who is all powerful, engages his different energies in maintaining again and winding up the worlds, just like a sporting spirit of a player. Player just very playfully he does everything. And this is very important verse of this chapter. Nunam bhagavato brahman harer adbhuta karmanah durvibhavya iva bhati kavibhis chapi chestitam. He says, O Lord Brahman, the transcendental activities of the Lord are wonderful. They appear inconceivable because even great endeavors by many learned scholars have still proved insufficient. As I mentioned, it's not easy to know the greatness of the Lord. Yeah, I can only say, please read the purports are amazing. I can't cover because we want to have a we want to focus on one theme, yeah, which is essence of glorification of Krishna by Shukadev Goswami. But in the purports, Prabhupada has given so many details. For example, he gave in this purport number 8, he says, there is this Russian well-known professor of astronomy, Boris Vorontsov, said that there must be an infinite number of planets in the universe inhabited by being endowed with reason. This is one scientist, he said. And other one, it could be that life similar to that on Earth flourishes on some other planets. This is what he said. Doctor of chemistry, Nikolai Sirov. Anyway, so these are some examples are given which tells that the scientist, once he becomes more and more intelligent, the more and more intelligent, then he can appreciate that the creation definitely has a creator. The best of such scientists who have created is Brahma. Even Brahma, Brahmaji, it is said, one second, in the purport only it comes, there is a, um, yeah. So Brahma, with a limited, so standard, up to the standard of Brahma, the highest perfect living being within the universe can never imagine knowing about the unlimited. So that's why we take shelter of Bhagavad Gita and also the message of Sukadeva Goswami. So he, who is that? Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadeva Goswami, kindly clear up all my doubts. Parasmischa Bhavan Khalu. Khalu, I have so many doubts. Please remove them all. Because you are not only vastly learned in Vedic literature, but also a great devotee. So we should really understand whom to go and ask questions. This is always very important, right? Do we want answer or do we want right answer? A right answer can be given by a devotee scholar. Answer cannot come from a scholar who is not a devotee because he just removes Krishna from the equation and he presents everything glories of the material creators. No, it is one can understand the creation or in fact anything from a devotee scholar. That's why Parikshit Maharaj is appreciating Sukadeva Goswami here. Hmm. Oh my God, so many purports. Yeah, the more and I'm reading, I have I have a tough time to decide which purport to pick or not. Yeah, again, if someone is making notes, please refer to verse number 10, where the glories of Lord Hanuman is also mentioned here. Ambarish Maharaj is mentioned. And the conclusion is therefore that a serious devotee must first approach a spiritual master, just like Parikshit Maharaj is approaching Sukadeva Goswami, who not only is well versed in Vedic literature but is also a great devotee with factual realization of Lord and his different energies. So that's why here we see uh, that, and then Lord glorifies such a devotee. And like he glorifies Maharaj Ambarish, he glorifies Hanumanji, he glorifies here Sukadeva Goswami. So Sukadeva Goswami, now Suta Goswami said, when Sukadeva Goswami heard this, he was very, very, um, he then systematically remembered the master of senses and to reply properly, he spoke thus. So it is very important. If I am now talking Bhagavatam, it is not because I have read it from here. Even if I can read with my eyes, still it is the Lord who has to allow me to really present the Bhagavatam as it is. So it means just how Shukadeva Goswami is remembering systematically the Lord. That's what we are going to hear the next verses. The next verses are where Shukadeva Goswami is remembering Lord and he is seeking blessings. Come on, please, Lord, give me blessings so that I can speak the subject of your subject matter. So that's why if you may have seen in the Bhagavatas, the speakers, they do Mangalacharan. What do they do is they just recite a series of prayers by seeking permission, seeking blessings from his spiritual master, from the senior acharyas, back to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Radha and Krishna, so that with their blessings, maybe I can speak something. Hmm? So here in the same line, now Shukadev Goswami is saying, Namah Parasmai Purushaya Bhuyase Sadudbhava Sthana Nirodha Leelaya Grihita Shakti Tritayaya Dehinam Antar Bhavayanu Palaksha Vatmane. Uh, Anupalaksha, no, we know this. Upalaksha means easily attainable. Anupalaksha means difficult. Anupalaksha, Vartmane means the Lord of inconceivable way. Or Bhakti Yoga is the only way. One cannot take to any other way, whatever we may think. So, Lord, Bhuyo Nama Sad Vrijina Chidde Satam. I again offer my respectful obeisance unto the form of complete existence and transcendence. For the transcendentalists who are situated in the topmost spiritual perfections, he grants their specific destinations. Uh, so, when we are looking to attain the best, how can we attain? Is by going and hearing from the best devotee of the Lord. Yeah. According to Srimati Kunti Devi, The Lord is factually understood by the Paramahamsas only. What is our chance? Kunti Devi is saying, this is in the second canto, eighth chapter, I think. No, first canto, eighth chapter, we covered that. So Kunti Devi is saying, only if one comes to Paramahamsa stage, he may understand Krishna. As there is gradual realization of transcendence from impersonal Brahman to localized Paramatma to the Lord, Bhagavaneti Paramatmeti Shabdaye. So Paramahamsa is promotion. Yeah. There, one's situation in spiritual life of sannyas. So similarly, there is a gradual promotion of one's situation in spiritual life of sannyas. Sannyasis are of four levels. Hmm. The first one is Kutichaka. The second is Bahudaka. Third one is Parivarjakacharya. Fourth one is Paramahamsa. This is the gradual progression. Means if someone is taking sannyas, the first few years or even the first year is he is following like a Kutichaka. Uh, he will have he will have a small hut in the village, and then he is maintaining himself in the village by begging alms and giving spiritual discourses. That is called Kutichaka. Second one is Bahudaka. Bahudaka means this sannyas is leaving the village and he will stay a little far away from the village. And in seclusion, he is practicing self realization. What is he doing then? For food is Bahudaka, means the residents of the village, they will go and give him some food so that he is maintained as a service and he is maintaining. But then comes further that after he is, yeah, he wants, after he becomes more compassionate, that he wants to enlighten others, he starts traveling. He travels um, mm, against all inconvenience across all over the world. That's why it's called Parivajakacharya. And then in that process, he is preaching with full devotion. And the fourth one is Paramahamsa stage. And here, that is what is mentioned. And are gradual progressive stages in the renounced order of life. And Queen Kunti, Devi, the mother of Pandavas, has spoken about them in her prayers. The Paramahamsas are generally found among both the impersonalists and the devotees. But according to Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, pure Bhakti Yoga is understood by Paramahamsas. So, Kunti Devi has especially mentioned that the Lord descends, Paritranaya Sadhanam, especially to award bhakti to Paramahamsas. So, we may always want to know, hey, Krishna, why are you not hearing? We should also know we are not Paramahamsas. But at the same time, Lord is all merciful that He still doesn't see only for Paramahamsa. He is so much relishes the bhav of Paramahamsas that He want to be with the Paramahamsas, but He is also seeing those devotees, even if they have not attained great intelligence. But if one is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord is also present with them. Hmm. Sri Jiva Goswami has directly accepted that the highest destination is Bhakti Yoga, by which one accepts the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Those who accept the path of Bhakti Yoga are factual Paramahamsas. Wow, so nice. Just if we take to the process of Bhakti Yoga, even if we not have attained that Paramahamsa stage, just if we become sadhakas in the path of Bhakti Yoga, pure Bhakti Yoga, then we are considered factual Paramahamsas. Of course, it's not so glorious. We can think, hey, we are great Paramahamsas, because Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, according to him, there are two classes of Paramahamsas, namely Brahmandis, impersonalists, and Premanandis. Uh, and both are awarded their desired destination. Although the Premanandis are most fortunate than Brahmanandis. Hmm. Anyway, that's for the details. Please refer that purport. I have only 2 minutes. How much I have to cover? A lot. Yeah, now I go to Bhagavad Shubhodini. I'm really sorry today I'm taking some time from you. I want to cover this chapter in better way. Don't just get carried away. Because there is this chapter, in this chapter, verse number 1, 18, and 20, and 8 are very nice. Okay, now we come to the 15th. Yeah. Yat kirtanam, yat smaranam, yat ikshanam, yat vandanam, yat shravanam, yat arhanam. Lokasya sadyo vidunoti kalmasham tasmai shubhadra shavase namo namaha. Here we see that Parikshit Sukadev Goswami is offering namo namaha, means I pay obeisances again and again. Hmm? He's saying, is Lord is all auspicious, Lord Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrance, audience, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse sinful effects. And then there is this verse, tapasvino dana para yashasvino manasvino mantravida sumangala kshema na vindati vina yad arpanam tasmai shubhadra shavase namo namaha. He says, people possessing any great qualities. There are so many great, yeah, we may see, he's so great, he can recite all the shlokas nicely. We may see he is expert in cooking. We may see that he is expert in singing. He may see expert in dancing, so many, but cannot achieve any result without dedicating them to his service. This is so that's why he's saying, I'm offering. Sukadev Goswami is offering whatever you have given me. I'm offering everything as Guru Dakshina to you, and please bless me so that I can serve you. And then uh, Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Sumbha, Yavana, all these places, yeah, there are these people who are sinful in all these places. uh, can act be purified by taking shelter of his devotees. Huh? So yeah, I think you may locate which part of the world, this world you are. Andhra, where I'm coming from, a place of all sinful, and w- what is the easiest way? Take shelter of a devotee and be uh, free. Uh, May the Supreme Lord, who is a Shriya Patir, Yajna Patir, Praja Patir, so Dhiya Patir, Loka Patir, Dhara Patir, Patir Gatis, Chandaka, Vrishni, Satvatam, Prasidatam me, Bhagavan Satam Patihi. He says, he is the protector of prosperity, sacrifice, citizens, and intelligence, planets and earth. Is the protector and goal to be attained for Andakas, Vrishnis, and Yadus. Uh, so he is the one who gives liberation and amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma. He is the one who has given the knowledge to Brahma so that he can create everything. This will become the point from where, yeah, the cause of all causes is discussed. Where Narada Muni is asking his father, Lord Brahma, what is the cause of all this creation? Did you create? This is what we will cover tomorrow. So, but here, because of this, Parikshit Maharaj is eager to know. And Shukadev Goswami is saying, I am going to relate because you have asked who is the cause of all this phenomenal creation. Yeah, this is exactly what Lord Brahma said to Narada Muni. And I'll tell you that. This is what he said. And we got to wait for 2 days. We'll catch that about it on Monday. Yeah, thank you so much. Oof. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much.
You can't hear. Someone is speaking. Is it only me? Um, can someone else speak?
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, actually, yesterday Jyoti Mataji asked, can we discuss yesterday's chapter? But
Okay.
yeah, somehow we forgot and started new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe some other day.
What was the question? I forgot.
I too don't remember now. I don't know. Jyoti Mataji can mute it because she keeps her kids on bed.
Mm-hmm. I asked a question whether you had that question, but I forgot that. Yeah, my mind is not sharp. Mm. Can someone help me? Harsh Prabhu is there. He should be expert. What is the question that we parked for today?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I think you are not recognizing that I am full of faults. Uh, but I think you asked a question that do we have a question that about our devotional service? I think that I yeah,
Yeah,
something.
I think you asked that do anybody think that in future if I will be more comfortable or if I will have more wealth or more material um,
Yeah.
things, I will be able to do bhakti more. On that, Jyoti Mataji told.
Yeah.
Yes, like if I have more comforts, will I be able to continue
Mm.
my
Yeah.
my services, or like how is it?
Hmm. I think the question is almost similar, but the question is more about whether we do or not. The question is, mm, if I am going to have everything, then is there mm, any problem? Yeah, I think that is the main question. Will we face any problem when we have all this? So it is very important to meditate ourselves. Yeah, we don't have to get into a real life situation and then test ourselves, right? Hmm. What we can understand is we have to see whatever may be situation, whether if I have everything, yeah, so rather should I earn everything and then engage in the service of the Lord? Varsanila Mataji, this is what you said, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Huh? Rather, should I get everything, maybe a good position in the society, wealth, and all these things, and then I'm going to use everything in the service of the Lord? Hmm? So, yeah, the challenge is that when we get so much, we may forget the main goal. Queen Kunti is that's why offering prayers. Uh, she's not asking for wealth, she's asking wealth of problems, so that with that problems one can remember more. So, having everything is no problem as long as we can digest it. If we can eat a lot and still we can't have any issues, then we can eat. But uh, do we want to take that risk? Uh, no. But in the end, something like, for example, Kritika Mataji, all of a sudden someone is coming and saying, "Hey, you have earned 10 million euros." Yes, a devotee will simply say, "Hey, 10 million euros, what is so big about it?" Because I am anyway not going to use it. Whether it is 10 million, 100 million, everything is for Krishna. So if you take it so easily, you are able to overcome whatever is coming in your way. Yeah, these things can be attracting, these things can be distracting. So we shouldn't, I think, I don't know if Satish Prabhu is joined. Yeah, we shouldn't work over endeavor to get all these things. Yeah, because sometimes over endeavoring first that itself wastes our time. And if things have to come, they will definitely come. Yeah, again, we may open up a different question. Is it karma and all? Forget about it. If something is going to come, let it come. And if I am an expert of engaging in service, that's what we can pray for. Yeah. So if something, and then Krishna, we pray, if you think that I can handle it, give me. If you think I can use in your service, give me. If not, better not. I don't know. Because anyway, that was not your question. So I don't know whom I'm answering, but hope it makes sense.
Yes, Prabhuji, it makes sense. Prabhuji, but I have some other question.
Mm-hmm.
As we are daily coming and having this Bhagavatam class,
Mm-hmm.
and today was very nice chapter where we somehow get to know that, yeah, about the test of Bhagavatam which we have to pass. So, Prabhuji, what effective and practical steps you tell us that we in our setup we perform so that we pass on that test of Bhagavatam?
Yeah, best thing is Mataji, I'm scared of tests. Yeah, better I, I don't prepare for exams. I prepare the subject and exam will be easily cleared. What does that mean is rather than being looking, hey, okay, there is a test and I need to fulfill the steps, as you said, now, what should I do? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So with with cool mind, rather than thinking about becoming exam, what do you call this? Nervous. Yeah. Mm,
Mm.
yeah. With peace of mind, always look for this nice verses, nice inspiration from Bhagavatam. That will take care of us. We will pass the test, no doubt. We just have to absorb ourselves in hearing. This is what also in that verse we come across. Just hearing will make us pass.
Yes, Prabhuji. Because for this specific chapter, I remember that when I first time read it, I so much liked the prayer of Sukadeva Goswami, and by the end of the canto also I liked it. But when I was reading it today, I could really not recollect that I have read it. So somehow it felt like, okay, nothing is there. It's all
So
gone.
nothing is lost. It's not about what are we picking up in this chapter, in the next chapter, other chapters. This is one thing. Yeah. But more important is we are taking to this process. As I was mentioning in one of the purport, no, Prabhupada is mentioning who is a Paramahamsa? Hmm? A Paramahamsa is one who sticks to the path of bhakti, not that who has attained bhakti.
Mm.
And how can we be? How can we stick to the path of bhakti? By regularly, by daily reading. I mean, um, I think you are far, far better than me. I don't even remember. Yeah, when I'm reading this, at least you said, na, you read last time, and then you were able to try to. I already know that I won't remember. So for me, I'm not even thinking about that test, whether I can recollect it or not. Hmm? For me, it's very easy. That's why I'm reading again and again as much as possible. That whatever sticks, let it stick. Yeah. And what is needed, Krishna will give at that time when the right time has to come. That's what I have faith in it. It's not in attaining scholarship of knowing a lot, but rather just showing myself that okay, I want to uh, practice. I want to stick in this bhakti yoga. Yeah, I want to just hear, read. Whatever, whichever time it has to come, Krishna will, I hope, will manifest.
Yes, Prabhuji, this is nice that whatever sticks, sticks because in this everyday setup, some chapters we can read purports, and some chapter we cannot complete the chapter in a day, and then the day moves on. So
Hmm.
it is difficult to catch this thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
in one day we can't get everything. We can't get a deep level of um, benefits as if we read every purport and then discuss each purport. You know, na, how we do
yes,
temples like every day one verse only, or every Saturday we are going to one chapter with still little purports. And here we, as I said, I'm always struggling which which purport should I give justice.
yes, Prabhuji, yours is most difficult position.
Mm. Yeah, and at the same time, I don't know whether I am just for me, I because I read the whole purport, so I know everything there. But when I'm telling you, maybe I'm not giving enough context, whether you will be able to follow or not. Anyway, I'm just throwing something. I hope if it works. Otherwise, let me know. We can go in a more
Actually,
systematic
the
way.
translation altogether also makes a nice sense to keep the picture intact, and then the summary is nice.
Mhm.
Matlab, it is a good way, I
Mhm.
felt.
Yeah,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank
yeah. Thank you. Person.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Last minute, anyone else? Jyoti Mataji is there, yeah. So she, I don't know. So I did your question be answered? Was it answered? I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was about like the day-to-day karmas when we do and the action I was talking about. And there was something, the topic was regarding the bhakti yoga. Like
yeah.
even though if we are in the this physical world
Hmm.
and how it is, I felt like in the spirituality and in the physical world, like it's just to make a balance. Like whatever we learn, we had to implement into action. Whatever we are doing, we had to do it happily.
Mhm.
That was I felt always.
Yeah. So, and in that spirit, if we have a lot, how to go forward.
And the secondly is like as you said, like you also like don't you're not waiting for the test and how will be my test is, but little it is like to have the faith into that and to get surrender to that, and and I think the test make you strong to get an experience and you move ahead.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, for some people, a sense of having test makes them more serious. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. And for some, whether there is a test or not doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's a matter of only writing some test, but in the end, it goes on. Yeah, one who is reading every day, I think test is a formality. That's how I see.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you, Prabhuji. Hare
I see
Krishna.
that way. Maybe when we are daily reading, daily hearing, then what happens is test. Yeah, Krishna, why don't Krishna is seeing our sincerity and dedication that every day we want to hear about his glories. So why will he uh, allow us to fail?
Yes, that is I'm saying that we should have the faith and we have to move ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
so much. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वंदना श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा।